Coming up, a video of an employee at the Dunkin' Donuts on North Salina Street has gone viral, and for all the wrong reasons. Citrus TV is live on the scene where people are protesting the employee's behavior.
And a woman has accused an international soccer star of rape from an incident that allegedly occurred 10 years ago. See how he responds.
And Canada, the U.S., and Mexico have reached a new agreement that will replace NAFTA. Find out how this agreement, which still has to go through Congress, will affect the markets in the United States. Citrus TV starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
First-year students all throughout Syracuse University have begun their introductory classes. Good evening, I'm Chris Venzon.
And I'm Gabrielle Caracciolo. In the 5-week term, students will discuss topics like identity and ethnicity. Crucial to the curriculum is a political comedian Trevor Noah's memoir, Born a Crime.
Yeah, and that's where we'll start this evening. Citrus TV reporter Amber McElrath is here in studio to tell us all about the interesting parts of SEM 100.
This year, professors enrolled all freshmen and transfer students to a new seminar class where they had a required summer reading assignment. The first SEM 100 classes took place last week. I spoke with students and faculty to find out a little bit more about the curriculum. Focus on diversity through the lens of Born a Crime.
The kind of main.
It's kind of like knowing a little bit about where people came from, because it's about Trevor Noah, like where he came from and everything he went through.
Freshmen and transfer students were required to read Trevor Noah's autobiography this summer. The SEM 100 class will focus on diversity through the lens of Born a Crime.
The kind of main thrust of the curriculum is to help students understand how their lived experience has shaped them and how that might be different from somebody else.
Trevor Noah's book is set in the context of apartheid in South Africa. Students in SEM 100 are learning about these issues and how to use this knowledge to benefit the Syracuse community.
Our students here are going to be having their own experience, their own engagement with matters of apartheid and matters of race, matters of privilege, matters of inclusion and diversity.
SEM 100 is considered a confidential space for students to talk about their experiences and issues of diversity. The program is not planning on ending after just 1 year.
Each of the 200 sections in their own way will be different. And what we hear from students about what they thought worked and didn't work will be, I'm sure, key in making adjustments into the future.
So far, reactions to the class have been positive. Many students hope that SEM 100 will help address ongoing issues on the Syracuse campus. Trevor Noah's book is considered a great way to kick off the program. Administrators have not chosen the book for next year yet, but incoming students can expect the same themes of diversity and inclusion in their future readings. SU hopes all students will get involved in making campus a safe space for everyone.
All right, thanks, Amber. Later this semester, Trevor Noah will visit campus for the Martin Luther King celebration to meet with students and talk about some of the issues explored in his book and in the SEM class.
And SU Health Services announced in an email this afternoon that a student has been diagnosed with bacterial meningitis. As part of the response protocol, the university says it notified those who may have come in contact with the student. The diagnosed student is being treated at a hospital near their hometown. Meningitis is the swelling of the membranes surrounding the brain and spinal cord and is spread through spit and saliva. And October is looking like a busy month here on campus. Today marks the beginning of Campus Sustainability Month, where management teams promote healthy living practices. Students can participate in different challenges and events throughout the celebration. Participants are also planting 35 maple trees on South Campus to commemorate the 35 Syracuse students who were the victim of Pan Am Flight 103 bombing.
October is also Disability Awareness and Appreciation Month. Starting tomorrow, the Disability Cultural Center is hosting some events on campus to focus on disabilities and the community. Burg Library is hosting a multi-formatted exhibit about disability, culture, and identity. And that exhibit is open until October 31st.
And nowadays, there's an app for everything. A new app to apply for financial aid is coming out for incoming students. It's called the My Student Aid app, and it provides a version of the 100-question FAFSA form students normally have to file online. The app is smartphone and tablet friendly. Today also marks the first day high school students can apply for FAFSA. The deadline for that is at the end of the academic year.
This afternoon, Public safety
But I do
released
think
its
that maybe with the screen, because it's smaller, it might be more difficult to just see it and the logistics of it.
SU's Department of Public Safety released its annual security report. Officers stated in the report that burglary across the campus decreased, while sexual offenses have minimally increased. The report also includes statistics on crime across main campus and the SU Abroad centers from 2015 to 2017. Students can review the report on the DPA's website and review some of the safety resources available to students on campus. And there are new details in an assault claim against a local Syracuse man. Syracuse police say it happened in 2017 when Danchen Wang was involved with a physical domestic incident with his ex-girlfriend. The victim didn't report the incident until this year, and that's when police learned that Wang caused some serious injuries to the victim's cat as well. According to police, Wang repeatedly threw the cat against a wall and fractured its skull and some other bones. Today, police charged Wang with aggravated animal cruelty and second-degree criminal mischief. A video of Dunkin' Donuts employees has gone viral for the employees' treatment of a local homeless man. Our CitrusTV reporter Greg Bradbury joins us live from the Dunkin' on North Salina where the incident occurred. Greg, what do you have for us?
Yeah, guys, well, last night at this Dunkin' Donuts here on North Salina Street, an employee grabbed a pitcher of water and poured it over a homeless man who appeared to be sleeping in the store. Now, the homeless man said he was not sleeping, but rather he was just charging his phone so he could call his mom later that night. Now, as a result of the video that surfaced, protests broke out, and those protests continued throughout the day here. Now, those protests, they were calling for a boycott of the store and the workers responsible to be fired. This afternoon, the Wallet Group, who owns the store, released a statement saying that it not only violated our written policies, but goes against our core values as an organization, which include creating a welcoming and hospitable environment and treating everyone with dignity and respect. Now, as of right now, the workers involved in the incident have been suspended until a full investigation takes place. Reporting live from the Dunkin' Donuts on North Salina Street, Greg Bradbury, Citrus TV News.
Thanks, Greg. Former Onondaga County Executive Joni Mahoney is facing questions about her new role at Upstate Medical University. Mahoney plans to serve in an advisory role at Upstate. This comes a week after she announced that she was taking the job of Chief Operating Officer at SUNY ESF. United University Professions President Dr. Fred Cowell is urging Upstate to be transparent about Mahoney's official role.
When we talk about Upstate, that's the largest employer in Onondaga County. Patients come from 19 counties. I mean, it's a major, important institution. There needs to be transparency about where the leadership is taking this institution.
And Democratic congressional candidate Dana Balter broke a record for raising campaign funds today. Her campaign raised more than $1.5 million to unseat the incumbent Republican Representative John Kakko. Her campaign team says most of the funds came from Democratic donors, and they raised more than $500,000 in August alone. Balter and Kakko agreed to debate on October 24th. And rains could flood parts of upstate New York tomorrow. The National Weather Service says that water could collect on roadways and other low-lying areas. The heaviest rain will stay along the north of I-90. Meteorologists say rains will affect areas near Binghamton the most.
And here to tell us about that possible flash flooding and give us our first look at weather is our CitrusTV weather anchor Riley Burg. Riley, how's it looking out there?
Guys, it has been gloomy all day. Clouds are just covering the sky. I mean, I'm ready for some rain. I got my raincoat, I got my umbrella here. It is just rain, rain, rain. Taking a look at our radar right here, we're going to see lots of rain moving into the Syracuse area, but not super heavy like we were talking about before. Those flash floods are going to stay down here towards Elmira and Binghamton. But looking around on SU's campus today, let me just tell you, it was sad skies out there. Everyone was wearing their coats, everyone was wearing their jeans. It was cold and chilly outside. I mean, people were walking the promenade, but we were not seeing those smiling faces we were used to in the summer. I mean, but the good thing is, it is autumn, so we are seeing lots of beautiful trees like this one out there. They're starting to turn colors, and we're going to see a lot more of that as we get into October. Now, looking at what the weather is like out right now, we're going to see 50s outside. 59, about 59 degrees outside. Again, like I was talking, just clouds covering the sky. I'll have more for you in my full weather forecast. Chris and Gabrielle, back to you.
Thank you, Riley. When we return, First Lady Melania Trump is going to have her first international trip. Find out why this is an important step in her latest initiative.
And 2 countries in Eastern Asia are recovering after natural disasters. We have an update on how people are dealing with the aftermath of the destruction. Stay with us.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Got a quarter?
Breaking news, we have an update on the Brett Kavanaugh Supreme Court nomination.
The FBI is currently interviewing Mark Judge. Judge is an alleged corroborator of the assault on Christine Blasey Ford. According to Judge's legal team, the interview is currently ongoing.
All right, and Canada has agreed to join the U.S. and Mexico in a deal to replace the 24-year-old trade agreement, NAFTA. The arrangement will allow the United States more access to Canada's dairy market.
Anthony Dabbundo is here to explain to us what that means for U.S. relations with Canada and Mexico. Anthony?
Thanks, guys. The clock nearly struck midnight. The United States, Canada, and Mexico had until last night to reach an agreement on a NAFTA renegotiation. The deal is called the USMCA, or the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement. President Trump campaigned in 2016 on the idea of tearing apart NAFTA. This deal could be a big win for his administration ahead of the 2018 midterms. All 3 NAFTA members were trying to get a deal done because both the U.S. and Canada have upcoming elections. Also, Mexico's current president, Enrique Peña Nieto, leaves office in December. Agreeing to a deal now allows Peña Nieto to sign the agreement on his final day in office. In the past few weeks, President Trump spoke harshly about Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, saying that he was willing to make a deal with Mexico that excluded Canada. It wasn't until yesterday that Canada joined. The USMCA mandates an increase in the percentage of cars made within the U.S. The U.S. will have increased access to the dairy markets in Canada, and the USMCA has a 16-year expiration date. Despite these new changes, most of NAFTA remains in place. Congress still has to approve the agreement now, which could prove difficult for the president if the Democrats take back the House. Chris, Gabrielle?
Anthony, thank you. The Supreme Court marks a new term today. However, a seat still remains empty. Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation remains in question while the FBI investigates allegations of sexual misconduct. This is the second time that the court will have only 8 judges to handle the case.
And because of this, there may be delays on some petitions. The Supreme Court will cover cases of endangered species and immigration. The justices will also hear a case involving the death penalty tomorrow. And the First Lady is headed out on her first solo international trip. Melania Trump departs today for Africa to highlight her Be Best initiative. The initiative focuses on improving the well-being of young children.
That's right. She'll educate mothers about the importance of social, emotional, and physical health of children. The trip includes stops in 4 different countries and lasts for a week, before the First Lady is set to return to the U.S. Elsewhere, 2 people are dead after a powerful typhoon made landfall in Japan yesterday. Officials say nearly 130 people are injured. The typhoon is rated as a Category 1 storm, which is the lowest on a 5-point scale.
And rescue workers say that hundreds of people were stranded in Tokyo as the damage delayed and shut down train lines. 400,000 households are currently without power. And that's not the only natural disaster hitting Asia this week. More than 800 people in Indonesia are dead after an earthquake triggered a tsunami off the coast. Officials say the death toll is expected to rise as emergency crews continue to search for missing victims.
On Friday, a 7.5 magnitude earthquake triggered the tsunami, sending huge waves into the coastal district of Donggala. Transportation and communication issues have made rescue efforts difficult to this point. And soccer star Cristiano Ronaldo is being accused of rape. A woman accused Ronaldo of assaulting her in a Las Vegas hotel room all the way back in 2009.
The accuser said in the lawsuit that Ronaldo raped her while she repeatedly screamed no. In 2009, the woman settled with Ronaldo and signed an agreement to stay silent on the issue. But now the woman says she feels empowered by the Me Too movement to break the original agreement. The athlete's representatives are denying the rape allegations and are calling the original reporting of the assault blatantly illegal. And a man associated with the Nobel Prize is being charged with rape. 72-year-old Jean-Claude Arnault is set to face 2 years in prison for the 2011 incident. This is the minimum sentence for rape.
Yeah, Arnault has continuously denied the allegations. Over 18 women, though, have come forward alleging that the Frenchman assaulted and harassed them over a number of years. A scandal involving Arnault has also caused the cancellation of the Nobel Prize in Literature last year.
And after the break, Lord & Taylor is closing its flagship store in New York City after decades of business. Find out what they are doing to thank their loyal customers this year.
And General Electric is replacing their CEO. Find out why the company let him go after just a year on the job. We'll be right back.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers. For them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Guys, we saw a lot of gloomy weather today, and I'm here to tell you it isn't getting any better. So if you're looking for an excuse to stay inside this week, well, I have it here for you. Looking at tonight, it's going to be about 53 degrees out, clouds throughout the sky like we saw today. And then as we move into tomorrow, we're going to see lots of rain. So partly cloudy skies, scattered showers throughout the day. 61 at 9 a.m. and then as we move into noon, about 68, so getting a little bit warmer, and then 65 at 6 p.m. And looking at temperatures throughout central New York, again, Syracuse is going to have a high of about 70, and so is Ithaca. Binghamton, we're seeing 69. Elmira at our highest with 73. Fulton, 69. Rome, 68. And looking at our 5-day weather forecast, like I said, Tomorrow is going to be rainy and it's going to be a little bit humid, high of 70, low of 53. Now, if you're like me and for some reason did not bring rain boots to Syracuse, you're going to want to think again and might want to invest in a pair tonight, because as we look throughout the week, we're seeing lots of rain. Moving into Wednesday, we're seeing cloudy weather. Thursday, rain. Friday, rain. Saturday, rain. A little bit of fluctuation with the temperatures, but nothing you should be too concerned about. That's my full weather forecast. Chris and Gabrielle, back to you.
Lord & Taylor's flagship store says goodbye to the Big Apple on Thursday. The 104-year-old company is New York City's oldest retail store and has 6 iconic sidewalk windows used for traditional holiday decorations. This winter, the company will keep 2 of those windows open after their doors close to thank their loyal customers and the city. The other 45 Lord & Taylor locations will, however, keep their doors open.
General Electric moves on from its CEO, John Flannery, after a rocky 2018. GE's stock fell to a 9-year low in the past year. The company replaces Flannery with Larry Culp. He was the former CEO of the industrial manufacturing company Danaher. GE's stock, however, rebounded today, nearly 8% today after Flannery's removal.
Coming up in sports, we have a full recap of the nail-biter in Death Valley and its impact on the Orange season. Plus, the men's soccer team has a big non-conference matchup tonight. Stick around.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be?
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News Live at 6. I'm Adam Unger. On Saturday, Syracuse football was looking to start 5-0 for the first time in over 30 years. But number 3 Clemson stood in the way, with a chip on its shoulder no less after last year's matchup. And it was a tale of two halves in Death Valley. All week long, there was a quarterback controversy for Clemson as freshman Trevor Lawrence was making his first start. But on his first possession, it's a fumble. Alton Robinson recovers. Syracuse already up 3-0 at that point. Another field goal would put them up 6-0. And the first touchdown would go to the Tigers. Travis Etienne, 1-yard touchdown run on a trick play. And Eric Dungy answers with a 1-yard run of his own. Another similar kind of jet motion. And that would put the Orange back up 13-7 midway through the second quarter. But later on, before halftime, trouble for Lawrence. Under pressure, rolls to his left, tries to escape, and here comes Evan Foster, and he drops the hammer. Lawrence would be out for the game, but it was reported today Lawrence only had a strained neck, so he will be okay in the future. Early fourth quarter now, Syracuse looking to build on its lead, and Eric Dungy is in on another 1-yard touchdown run to make it 23-13 in favor of Syracuse. But When you're leaning on your third-string quarterback, you need a strong running game, and Clemson brought it. Etienne again, 26 yards to the house to make it 23-20, and then on the final drive, this was the dagger. Etienne for his third touchdown of the day. 27-23 was the final, and that drive ate up 6 minutes. Dino Babers didn't use a single timeout, and he explained why on Monday.
They've got a rookie quarterback that the quarterback coach and the offense coordinator would love to talk through this 4th and 7 call. And I'm sitting here going, do I want to let them talk to this kid, the 4th string or 5th string quarterback? And it was a 50-50. And I said, no, that kid's got to do it on his own. I don't want a coach to tell him exactly what to do on this play before he gets there. Make him do it on his own.
And Syracuse men's soccer is in action tonight. They're facing the Akron Zips for the 2nd year in a row, and the last time these two met, Akron won by a score of 1-0 at SU Soccer Stadium. The Orange has been struggling as of late. They haven't won since they traveled to Cornell 3 weeks ago. Syracuse is going to have to lean on senior goalie Hendrik Hilpert in this one. The Zips are averaging over 2 goals per game. Syracuse, on the other hand, is averaging only 1.5. The game starts at 7 p.m. Our own Luke McGrath has you covered on Twitter and on CitrusTV.com after the game. And on the diamond, history is being made today. For the first time ever, the MLB needs 2 tiebreaker games in the same season. The NL Central tiebreaker has already locked the Milwaukee Brewers in a divisional round, and the Chicago Cubs are in the wild card game. The NL West tiebreaker is still ongoing. The Rockies and the Dodgers are in the 7th inning, and the Dodgers lead 4-0. The loser will face the Cubs in a wild card game in Chicago tomorrow. And New York Mets great David Wright officially retired over the weekend. The third baseman played 14 years with the Mets and is their career leader in several batting categories. He has the most hits, runs, doubles, and RBIs in franchise history, just to name a few. His career was cut short due to injuries to his neck, back, and shoulder, but he was honored with a start on Saturday at Citi Field.
Adam, excellent as always. We really appreciate you. We'll be right back.
What are you, superheroes?
Just 4 brothers who hate bullies and love this city.
Whoa!
Gear up, guys.
Okay, so Riley, what are we going to wear tomorrow?
Tomorrow you are wearing a raincoat, jeans, and rain boots. Those are the essentials.
Okay, that's all the time that we have tonight. I'm Chris Venzon.
And I'm Gabrielle Caracciolo. Have a great night, Syracuse.